Hello, I am here to pose the philosophical question known as, did you, as a Persona fan, play the Persona series? I know it's a heavily debated topic, especially on the internet as of current. I have seen many people clowning other people because they are fans of the game, and 9 times out of 10 they will have not played the game. Now, that was me possibly 2-3 years ago, before I actually decided to play Persona 5. I started off Persona 5, Persona 4, Persona 3. I went backwards, okay? Now, the funny thing is, I actually played Persona 5, and I started, the Persona series when I was in year 10, I think, and I decided to start playing it at a really interesting point in the year, because I decided to play it 2 weeks before exams were happening, and I finished it on the day of my literature exam. So that's some fun facts for you about me and where my priorities lie. But yeah, I thought, you know what? How crazy is it that I managed to fully play that game and fully immerse, even though I literally grinded it out within 2 weeks. I got into Persona because stylistically, that series is up there. It is the stylish game that you and I both want to play, but perhaps we may not have the means to be able to play the game, so we just watch people do playthroughs, and that's completely fine in my opinion. I think playthroughs are such a great way to get people into a community, into a fan base, even if they can't play it. Don't discriminate, we all love the same thing. Yeah, my fucking computer's reflecting off of my glasses. I'm gonna have to, do that. Is that better? No, it's not. Look into my eyes. So yeah, I was like, oh, of course, the Persona fan base hasn't played the Persona games. I was a Minecraft fan, and I didn't play Minecraft until literally a year ago. So I don't know if that's a common experience for a lot of children, a lot of fans of Minecraft, because I grew up watching all of the Minecraft legends, #AFMAO, #LD Shadow Lady, #DanTDM, everyone on motherfucking planet Earth that was a Minecraft YouTuber. That was my shit. And yet I didn't touch Minecraft until last year. That's why I can't blame people for not having played the game and still being into it. I can't hate you, because we both like it, and I love talking to people about things that I like. That's one thing I'm going to do, hence the creation of the YouTube channel. And now that tangent is over, now that 5-minute tangent is over, I want to discuss which of the Persona games I actually like and how I would rank them. Okay, now this is no different to any other Persona ranking video. Honestly, my opinions are quite vapid. This is solely based off of how much I enjoyed it, and things I'm gonna nitpick about the game. I don't have a ranking system in terms of stylistically, the story. I will bring those points up, but I just don't think I will be you probably don't know. I probably don't know. This is something I'm winging, so let's hope it makes sense in the end. So, like I said before, I played Persona 5 Royal first. It was a great game. Really long. Unnecessarily long, in my opinion. But also, when I think about it, it did not feel like that long. Mainly because I fucking grinded it out in 2 weeks. Also, spoilers. Spoilers for all the Persona games. Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable. I have yet to play Reload, but I have it. It's on the PC. Guys, it's on the PC. That's something I should also mention. I played Persona 5 Royal, and I played all of the Persona games on the Nintendo Switch when they got ported. So I think I might have a bit of a different experience compared to other people. So I don't know if the experience of having played it on the Nintendo Switch would make any difference, but that's what I did. Persona 5 Royal was great, but I actually have, I don't know if it's controversial or not, but this is just my opinion, remember, okay? If you have a different opinion, that's totally fine. You're entitled to that. But I honestly think that Persona 5 Royal and Persona 5 is just style over substance. Like, I didn't enjoy the story as much. In the grand scheme of things, I didn't really enjoy it. Like, the Madarame palace, that whole route, that was okay. That was cool. Yusuke is cool. He's okay, I guess. Like, the party in general, like the group, the Phantom Thieves, if you will. They're cool. Do I connect with any of them? Like, do I actually care about any of them other than Ryuji? Maybe Futaba? No. No, I don't. And I don't know how I feel about that, because getting to Persona 5 Golden, Persona 4 Golden, I will get to that. So it was like, oh, this is nice. I like looking at this game. I just don't feel like I'm connecting with the characters. So that's one downside for me. It felt a little bit too two-dimensional. Jesus Christ. The characters were kind of flat, and so I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Sumire, she really annoyed me. She really annoyed me. That girl annoyed me from the start, because why is she good at everything? And like this and that, and like, oh, she became a phantom thief, and like, I don't know, she was immediately good at it or something like that. I don't know, she felt a little bit Mary Sue at the start, except for when the Maruki Palace happened and that whole end section of Persona 5 Royal. She made it back. She made it back as a character. Like, they fleshed her out a lot more, and I enjoyed that. That's what I wanted. I wanted more depth from her from the beginning, but they decided, okay, let's just make her a little bit, bland, perfect in every way kind of thing at the start, and then we'll put all like the background and that at the end. So I was like, okay, I don't know if they planned her character well, because it didn't seem that way, but whatever. Maruki, definitely a great inclusion to the story. Like, he really, if he wasn't there, if the royal bit wasn't there, I don't think I would have enjoyed Persona 5 as much as I would have the story. I mean, what are some other things I can nitpick about the story? That's all I have to say, really. Like, it's two-dimensional, it's a bit too on the nose, like, a lot of shit is obvious, and sometimes the writing is a bit corny. And I can complain about that because Persona 4 Golden does not have corny writing, in my opinion, or if it is corny, it's like, it suits the whole vibe of Persona 4 Golden, so it's fine. But sometimes I'm like, oh, does Persona 5 Royal want to take itself seriously, or does it not want to take itself seriously? And so I'm like, okay, this is what's confusing me. That's why I'm like, oh, okay, Persona 5 is style over substance, because you cannot tell me that Persona 5 style and overall, like, UI, etc., is not admirable. It's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Okay? There's character in the environment. There's character in the user interfaces. There's character in the music. Okay? But that goes for all Persona games. So, but that's why I also feel that all that character is just used to cover up the fact that the writing is kind of stale. So Persona 5 is at the bottom of my list out of the 3 games. Persona 4, let me get to Persona 4 Golden. I fucking love Persona 4 Golden. It is essentially one of the best games I've ever played. But I haven't played many, so that's not really saying much. But a lot of people say the same, so It's so good. Its style is so, like, Fruitiger Aero. Fruitiger Metro. And it's, like, so cute. And I love, like, the chibi-fied. I don't know if you've heard that word in a while. Chibi. Characters. And the open world that has become chibified. I like it. I really like the style. I think the story is amazing. I think the story is actually... Okay, maybe the story isn't amazing, but the group dynamic, whew, it's the best. It's the best out of all the three. Yu Narukami, the main character that you play as, he has such a funny personality, and he's so... Like, he makes his own character. When you're playing as Joker, you feel like, okay, I feel like myself. That's what I got from it. I felt like myself playing the game. Yu Narukami, I felt like Yu Narukami. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm conveying to you? That's... Hopefully we're on the same wavelength. Just the way the group bounces off each other is just so good. Like, thank you guys. This is what real friendship feels like. Persona 5, it just felt like kind of like a group project. That's how they interacted. But Persona 4 Golden, these are friends for life, guys. These are friends for life. And I love the style of, like, Rise's twin ponytails, Naoto's hat and her pixie cut, Chie's also pixie cut, and Yukiko's red headband. Like, I love that. I just felt like the characters in Persona 4 Golden were a lot more compelling than Persona 5 characters. Like, I think it's starting to show that I really value characters in a story above all else, okay? If your characters are amazing, I will like the story. The gameplay in Persona 4 it's interesting. It's okay. It's definitely a step down from Persona 5 in terms of style and this and that, but it's still basically the same turn-based combat, so there's not much you can say about that. The only thing is Persona 4 has this mechanic where you can open chests, and when you open chests, sometimes an enemy will come out instead of treasure, which was a bit annoying, but because I kept getting beaten up every 5 seconds, I had to play Persona 4 on easy mode. That's just my skill issue. Yeah. I didn't really find it as annoying once I changed it to easy mode, so there's your solution if you are having a hard time like I was. I think my only issue with Persona 4 Golden is... Yeah, nothing really. Like, I'm trying to think and I'm not finding anything. Okay, hi, it's editing me, and I'm completely incorrect here. There's actually a couple things wrong with Persona 4, but if the actual critiques that I have towards Persona 4 can be applied to basically every single Persona game, or whatever game has the content that I'm about to talk about. Anyways, so Persona 4 has a lot of, like, these perverted comments and stuff like that. Like, Yosuke is always talking about tits or something. Well, he's not always talking about it, but he brings it up often. And then there's, like, this, like, weird homophobic... Like, Yosuke is just a flop in general. And I love Yosuke, but they made him, like, literally every kind of phobic. That sounds so weird because I'm literally policing a fucking 2D animation, 3D animation, whatever. But, like, I don't know. It's the message that Atlus is sending across that I don't vibe with. Hashtag, I don't know, Americans say liberal, but, like, in Australia, liberal means something else. But whatever. Hashtag love who you love. Hashtag walla wa. Hashtag mulla ma. Yeah. Hashtag every the. Hashtag, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting carried away. So I'm pretty sure that same sort of, not that same exact sort of thing, but like a lot of, in every single game, some weird perverted shit happens to the girls, and I just think, like, that's just not it. That is not the fucking vibe that I want to bring to the function. Okay, yeah. Okay, enjoy the rest of the video. That's another thing I just remembered. When I compare Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5 Story, Persona 5 seems a lot more like they want to take themselves seriously. They want to tackle more adult and mature topics. But it comes off as like a child's impression of adult and mature topics. That's what I think Persona 5 Story comes off as. But Persona 4 is the opposite. It is actually quite gritty and dark, and it still has like this appearance of being silly fun, and it is silly fun, but like if you really look into it, this shit is freaky and scary, and fucking Nanako gets fucking kidnapped. And was it not fucking weird when you came home every day during that time and literally no one was at home and it was dead silent and there was no music? I was freaked out. I said, good job, game, for making me feel extremely uncomfortable. Persona 5, there's music blasting in your ears 24/7. I did not feel unsettled whatsoever. Like, I felt grossed out. Unsettled? Not really. The only thing I have an issue with in Persona 4 Golden is the, like, true ending where you have to go shake the gasoline guy's hand and whatnot, and it's actually Izanami, or was it Izanagi? I don't remember. One of the gods. Like, how was I supposed to know that? How would I have ever guessed that was the consequence of shaking that person's hand at the start of the game? And they never bring that person up ever again, or at least from what I remember, during the game, like the main story. So how was I supposed to know? I don't know if that's like poor planning on their part. I think, Jesus, my computer. I just think they integrated that really, really choppy way of integrating Izanami's character. Persona 3 Portable specifically, I really enjoyed it too. But I will have to say it's under Persona 4. I honestly think if I were to rank my Persona thing, like my final ranking, is that Persona 4 is at the top. And Persona 3 would actually be on the same level as Persona 5. I used to think Persona 3 would be just above Persona 5, but no. They're on the same level. A lot of people said it was a lot darker than Persona 4 and Persona 5, but honestly, it just felt like the original idea for Persona 5. Like, in the end, you beat a god, and I know that's like for every single Persona game you beat a god, but like Persona 4 felt more centered around Inaba.
Who is a detective who lives in Inaba?
Persona 3 and Persona 5 brought it into the whole world, and I was like, hell no, I can't get into this. I can't care for the whole world. Sorry, that's a controversial opinion. That's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is that when you put it in the context of the whole world, it's harder to contextualize and fully realize and immerse yourself in. For me personally, I don't do well with relating to the whole world kind of thing. Like, the whole world is in danger. The whole world is going to die. Okay.
People are gonna die. It's just terrible, but like inevitable.
A lot of people were saying that it was a lot more of a darker game, and so I went into Persona 3 Persona 3 Portable with high expectations, especially after coming off of Persona 4 Golden. It was okay. I played as female MC, of course, because I'm a girl. Because I am a girl, and therefore I will play only girl characters. I hate boy. I played as female MC, and I felt that she had so much character, and I was like, oh my god, this girl is girl bossing right now. I love her. She's great. No complaints about her. I really fell in love. with Shinjiro's character. Now, I had a big fat crush on. Okay, let me get seated properly for this. I had a big fat crush on. What's his name? I forgot his name. I think it starts with a J. I keep thinking his name is Juniper, but I know that's absolutely not the case. Wait, let me search it up. Junpei! Wait, is it Junpei? Yes, it is Junpei! Wait, why did I think that his name wasn't... Okay, whatever. So yeah, I had a big fat crush on Junpei, then I had a big fat crush on Akihiko, and then I had a big fat crush on Shinjiro. Oh my god. I have never felt such pain and anguish over a character's death, over a character's karma, than Shinjiro's. Let me just say that, because I know canonically he died. But he's alive in my heart, okay? He's so perfect to me. Like, he's so sweet. Shinjiro is so sweet. And he's so kind. And he's so sweet. And dare I say, he's so kind. Yes, it must be said. I liked Junpei at first because, you know, he's silly, goofy, and I was like, oh my god, wait, I'm vibing with you, you're funny. And then I realized you can't romance him. Then I fell for Akihiko. Now, Akihiko was like twink wrestler man, twink boxing man, protects you from evil. And I was like, oh my god. I just sometimes feel like he's a bit flat as a character. And then Shinjiro, he's perfect in every way. And I hate Ken. I truly hate Ken with a passion. If Ken has no haters, I'm dead. Other things about Persona 3. I loved the character design for Persona 3, but only the characters the other Persona uses, like the non-high schoolers, like Chidori, and Jesus Man, I forgot his name. And then there was a blue-haired guy. I didn't really vibe with him. I was like, are you in the right game? You don't look like you're supposed to be here. And I know you could say that for Chidori, but she's also eccentric, and her eccentricity, you know what I mean, matches with Jesus Man. So I was like, okay, I can accept that. I found Mitsuru annoying. I forgot her name. Let me search it up. I found Yukari annoying. Fuka, I always liked Fuka, but also I felt like they didn't do much with her character. So it was just like a waste. Koromaru, he's there. He's a dog and he's cute. The Nick stuff pissed me the fuck off. Don't piss me off. You're PMOing me right now. You're PMOing me. The persona is the arcana of which and I had to play through that 13 times. It just got a bit too dragged at the end, I honestly think. Like I said, I honestly just don't think that the group dynamic in Persona 3 was as strong as Persona 4's, and could possibly be on the same par as Persona 5 had it not been for Akihiko and Junpei and Shinjiro. And yeah, I think a lot of the women in Persona 3 and Persona 5 actually are written very blandly, and it makes me sad because I'm like, you guys did such a great job with writing the girls in Persona 4. Like, these are real women. These are girls that, you know, are actually sounding like regular human beings, whereas the girls in Persona 3 and Persona 5 sound like if cardboard was a person, that's what these girls would be. I hate to say it. If cardboard had 3 different types, you've got cardboard, you've got paper sheet, and you've got paper sheet that you're more likely to get paper cuts from. Those are the 3 categories of girls that I would categorize the Persona 3 girls and the Persona 5 girls in. And it's really sad. I love the Persona 4 girls. They have a special place in my heart. They are all individual, and I can completely differentiate them from each other and from all the other girls in the Persona series. I can literally correlate characters from Persona 3 to Persona 5. Furuka is literally fucking Ami. Is that her name? Furuka is literally fucking Haru. That is the same person, guys. That is not a good sign of story and character building. Get better. To be fair though, Persona 3 came before Persona 5, so honestly it should be the opposite way around, but you know what I mean. So my conclusion, guys, is that make your characters better. The better your characters, the more likely me, if you are trying to impress me, if you want to convince me to like your story, make your characters better. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm probably not going to upload this video. If I do, I should keep this part in so that I prove myself wrong. Okay. Bye. Also, thank you for 2,000. What the hell, guys? Guys, I can't believe you guys enjoy me yapping. Also, I haven't uploaded in like 2 months, 2 to 3 months. So, I honestly think half of you are dormant. But if you are still watching, much love.